following paragraph with me as I read it aloud. Katie was excited about tonight. Happily, she put on her big red shoes and bright yellow outfit. Her mom helped Katie paint her face with a big red circle on each cheek. Just before Katie ran out the door to meet her friends, she attached her large squeaky nose and placed a bright blue pointy hat on top of her head. She grabbed an empty bag and went out into the night. Notice that this paragraph never tells us explicitly that Katie is going out trick-or-treating for Halloween, but we immediately make that inference because of the details that the author has provided. The author tells us that Katie's mom is helping her to paint her face white with big red circles. We know from personal experience, like seeing normal people in the real world, that this is not ordinary makeup. So we know that it must be a special occasion. But she's running out the door to meet her friends, so she doesn't seem to be in a play, because we know from experience that plays are usually performed indoors. But it's that last sentence that really helps us to make the inference. Katie grabbed an empty bag and went out into the night. Because most people have been trick-or-treating, or at least seen others do it on TV or in movies. We know from our experiences that this means it's Halloween. These details that lead us to that conclusion are what we call textual evidence. Textual evidence is specific information from a text that we use to support our inferences.
Making inferences. We make inferences every day. For example, you might see balloons tied to the fence of a house and hear the sound of excited children and infer that there is a birthday party going on. Or you might notice your dog whimpering and sitting by the door and infer that it wants to go outside. When we use clues to make an educated guess, we're inferring. Let's practice our inferring skills using this picture. What can you see? Some of these might be clues that could be used to make inferences. I can see the woman's eating popcorn. There's a TV remote in her hand, and I notice that she is laying on a couch and laughing. From these clues, I infer that she is watching the television at home, probably a movie because she is eating popcorn. She's laughing, which tells me it's probably not a scary movie, perhaps a comedy. My inference could be wrong, but based on the clues, I think this is a pretty good guess. Inferring is a very important skill in reading because it helps us get a better understanding of the text we read. To infer in reading, we use clues from the text and combine them with things we already know. Follow along as I read. Tina noticed everyone was already in their seats. It took a moment, but eventually her eyes adjusted to the darkness and she found what she was looking for. Guided by the strip of lights on either side of the aisle, she began making her way towards the back. "Excuse me," she whispered as she stepped carefully between the row of seats. "Where have you been?" Martha whispered. Tina held up a large soft drink with 2 straws. Martha smiled. Now for the first question. Where are they? The author hasn't told us directly, but has left clues. Can you find any to help answer the question? Here are some clues I found. Everyone in their seats, darkness, lights on the aisle, soft drink. From these clues, I can infer they're in a movie theatre. The second question. Why did Martha smile? I noticed just before Martha smiled, Tina held up a soft drink. The author made a point of telling us there were 2 straws. I infer that Martha was pleased that Tina had bought a soft drink to share.